Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're taking a look at red light therapy
Mm.
and specifically how it might, you know, help your skin look its best.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Yeah, and to make sure we're getting the good stuff, we're going straight to the source.
Yeah.
A name you can trust, the Cleveland Clinic,
Ah, good choice. They've got some great information.
for sure. So get this, red light therapy,
Mm-hmm.
turns out it's got this really cool connection to NASA. Like it's not just some,
Hmm.
spa treatment.
No,
There's potentially some serious science behind it.
Yeah, NASA was actually one of the first to really explore how to use red light. And get this, they were looking at it for growing plants in space. Can you believe that?
Wow, I did not know that.
And even for helping astronauts heal faster.
Okay, that's way cooler than I thought.
Hmm.
But I gotta ask, how does shining red light on your skin actually, do anything? Is it like a super high-tech tanning bed or what?
No, not at all, actually. It's totally different. See, tanning beds, they use UV rays, and those can be harmful. But red light therapy, or RLT for short, it uses specific wavelengths of red light. And this is important. It uses them at low levels.
Okay, so no tan,
Mm-hmm.
but how does the light impact your skin? Like, what's
Well,
actually going on there?
think of it like this. Okay, so our cells have these little powerhouses. They're called mitochondria, and they're basically responsible for producing energy for the cell. So red light therapy is thought to work by supercharging those mitochondria, like giving your cells a boost.
Ah, so like an energy drink,
Mhm.
but for your skin.
Yeah, exactly. And when your cells have more energy, they can do all their jobs better, like producing more collagen, repairing damage, even reducing inflammation.
Okay, hold on, back up for a sec. More collagen, repair, less inflammation.
Mm.
You saying this red light could actually make my skin look younger?
Well, there's definitely research that points in that direction, especially when it comes to wrinkles. You see, collagen, it's what keeps our skin firm and plump. And as we age, we naturally produce less of it, and that's how we get those fine lines and wrinkles.
Ugh, don't I know it?
Right, but that's where the exciting part comes in. Red light therapy, it may actually be able to stimulate the production of collagen so it can help smooth out those wrinkles
Mm-hmm.
and give your skin a more, youthful appearance.
All right, now I'm really listening.
Mhm.
But if you're shining a light on your skin, are there any safety concerns with that? I mean, you said it's not like a tanning bed,
Mhm.
but still.
That's a great question. And the good news is, according to the Cleveland Clinic, red light therapy is generally considered safe when it's used as directed. No harmful UV rays here,
Okay, good to know.
but it's always a good idea to talk to your dermatologist before trying any new treatment, especially if you have sensitive skin or any existing skin conditions.
Yeah, that makes sense. So let's say you do talk to your derm and you get the green light. What kind of skin issues can red light therapy potentially help with?
Well, the Cleveland Clinic highlighted quite a few conditions, actually, and you might find this interesting. They said it's being investigated for wound healing, reducing the appearance of scars and stretch marks, even potentially helping with hair growth. And they even mention they're looking into it for conditions like psoriasis and eczema.
Wow, that's a lot more than just wrinkles.
Yeah.
They also mentioned that it might improve overall facial texture
Yeah.
and even reduce those pesky age spots. But is it really as effective as it sounds?
Well, that's where things get a little more complicated. A lot of the research, it's still pretty preliminary. We need more large-scale randomized trials to definitively say, yes, red light therapy works for all these things, but the early findings, they're definitely promising.
So there's potential. But we need to be cautiously optimistic. Okay, what about all those at-home red light therapy devices?
Mm-hmm.
The ones you see popping up everywhere. Are those actually worth trying? Or should you just stick to professional treatments?
That's a great question. And a lot of people are asking that. It's a perfect place to pick up after a quick
Yeah.
thought,
Okay. Break.
break.
Oh, sorry. That's force of habit from other recordings, I guess.
Mm.
So at-home devices, right? Are they the real deal? Or are they just a gimmick?
Well, they can be helpful, but you got to be realistic about it. At-home devices, they just aren't as powerful as the ones that, dermatologists use. So you might not see those really dramatic results. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like trying to bake a fancy cake with a regular oven
Yeah.
versus,
Yeah.
one of those professional ones. You might get a decent cake at home, but it's not going to be quite the same level. But, okay, let's say someone is interested in trying an at-home device. What should they be looking for?
Well, the Cleveland Clinic, they emphasize a few key things. First of all, eye protection is super important. You really got to protect your eyes. Those red lights can be intense.
Right. Definitely don't want to mess with that. Safety first. What else?
Definitely do your research and make sure you're choosing a device from a reputable brand. There are a lot of companies out there kind of
Yeah.
jumping on the red light therapy bandwagon, so you want to make sure you're getting something legit, something that's been tested and proven to be safe and effective.
So not just some
Let's-
random gadget from like
Right.
an online marketplace. Got it. What's the third thing?
Follow the instructions. Seriously. More isn't always better with this stuff. You could actually irritate your skin if you overdo it. Just stick to the recommended treatment times.
And
That's-
consistency. Got it. Start slow, be consistent, listen to your skin. Makes sense. But is there any way to know if red light therapy will actually work for you? I mean, everyone's skin is different, right?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it's honestly tough to give a definite answer. There's so many factors, like your skin type, the condition you're targeting, even the wavelength of light used.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. And that's why having that conversation with a dermatologist is so important. They can actually look at your individual situation, consider your medical history, and help you make an informed decision.
Personalized advice is key. Okay, let's talk about some of those like too good to be true claims.
sure.
You know what I'm talking about. What are some red flags people should look out for when they're researching red light therapy?
Yeah, be wary of anything. That just sounds too miraculous. Like red light therapy, it's not a cure-all. The Cleveland Clinic specifically warned against claims about red light therapy being some sort of magic bullet for things like weight loss or cancer or cellulite removal.
So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Stick to the credible sources, like the Cleveland Clinic.
Okay, but even if the science seems legit, are there any practical considerations people should think about before they, dive into red light therapy? Like, what about the cost or insurance coverage?
Those are all really important questions and things you definitely should consider, unfortunately. Red light therapy isn't typically covered by insurance, so it's likely going to be an out-of-pocket expense.
And those costs can really add up depending on the condition. How many sessions you need?
So it's an investment then, both in time and money. But even if someone's willing to invest, are there ever situations where red light therapy might not be the best option, even if they are a good candidate?
Definitely. There might be other treatments that are more established or more effective, depending on your needs, for example. For really severe acne, your dermatologist might recommend a combination of therapies, like topical medications or even prescription drugs, rather than just relying on red light therapy.
All right, it makes sense to consider all your options
Yeah.
and find what really works best for you. So we've been focusing a lot on skin, which I know our listener is interested in, but I'm curious, are there any other potential uses for red light therapy that are being explored?
Oh, there are tons. Researchers are looking at its potential for managing pain and inflammation, like for things like arthritis and carpal tunnel syndrome. They're even investigating it for reducing the side effects of chemotherapy.
Wow, so it really does have applications beyond just aesthetics.
Yeah.
Are there any areas where the research seems especially promising?
One that really caught my eye was using red light therapy for preventing cold sores from coming back. They think that the red light might actually inhibit the virus that causes cold sores, so it could potentially reduce how often they break out and how bad they are.
That's amazing. I know a lot of people would be
All right.
thrilled to hear that. But before we get
Too carried away.
with all the possibilities, we should probably bring it back to our listener and their interest in skin.
Absolutely. And, it's important to remember that. Red light therapy, it's still an evolving field. The early results, they are encouraging. But we need more research to really understand its potential and figure out the best ways to use it.
Okay, so a healthy dose of skepticism is
Yeah.
always a good thing.
Yeah.
So for our listener who's specifically interested in red light therapy for their skin, what are the key takeaways they should keep in mind?
Well, I'd say there are a few crucial points. First and foremost, talk to a dermatologist. Someone qualified, they can look at your needs and see if red light therapy is even a good fit for you, and talk about any potential risks and benefits.
Yeah, personalized advice is always the best. What else?
Second, manage your expectations. Red light therapy, it's not a quick fix. Might take multiple treatments to see noticeable results. And those results, they can vary a lot. From person to person, everyone's skin responds differently.
So patience and realistic goals are important. What's the final takeaway?
Be a savvy consumer. Do your research. Choose good sources of information, like the Cleveland Clinic. And be wary of those claims that sound too good to be true.
Love it. So as we wrap up our deep dive, into the world of red light therapy. What's
What?
the one thought you want to leave our listener with?
I think it really comes down to this, knowledge is power. The more you understand about red light therapy, how it works, what it can do, what it can't do, all that, the better you'll be able to, make smart choices about your skin.
That's so true. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, but yeah, you got to do your research, ask questions, and remember, everyone's skin is different. What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to really think critically about the information you see out there. Like, who's saying this? What's their motivation? And is it actually based on real science, or are they just trying to sell you something?
Yeah, got to filter out all that noise.
Yeah,
Especially in the skincare world, there's a lot of that going around.
for sure. It's all about being an informed consumer and taking charge of your own skin health journey.
I love that. Well, I think we've definitely shed some light on red light therapy today. It's a fascinating topic with lots of possibilities, especially for skin.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited to see where the research goes from here.
Definitely. But as we've learned, it's important to approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. Do your homework and talk to a pro like a dermatologist before you jump into anything.
Couldn't agree more. It's all about making choices that are right for you and your skin.
Well said. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into red light therapy. We hope you found it informative and empowering.
It was my pleasure.
That's all for today, folks. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and here's to healthy, glowing skin.